did I quit because I wasn't good, or was I not good because I quit? You have to get uncomfortable to reach that point of being comfortable. Then why don't you just do it? Like, why are you waiting for another moment? Do it. Start it even if you don't know how to do it. Start it before you know how to do it. Because at some point in time, everything is just gonna make sense. That I'm doing this for myself. That I am a motivator. I am the motivation. Just because the first step is always the hardest doesn't mean the other steps won't be hard. The lighting is like terrible, but just bear with me for like a quick minute, okay? Right now I'm taking a little trip. So this trip has really gave me a little bit of insight. I was thinking about something about YouTube where I kind of felt very burnt out. And you know, you might be thinking like,
girl, you barely have any videos out.
But you know, once you like start actually, okay, I got the routine. You're at this like good point because you're like, I've had so much work done. But then it feels like everything goes down from there. I start a lot of things, but then I get like kind of bored or like burnt out, and then I just quit altogether. And I always like complain because like whenever I try something, let's just say painting or art, right? Whenever I try something like painting or art or just like a new hobby or like an instrument or really anything, right? I always quit because I'm not good at it. But while on this trip and, you know, driving like 30 minutes to get to like the nearest freaking shop, like everything's far apart. While on this trip in the countryside, I realized that, well, I thought to myself that, did I quit because I wasn't good, or was I not good because I quit? You have to get uncomfortable to reach that point of being comfortable. There's going to be a point in everything that you do that you literally just hate it. Like anything, okay? You are going to feel like you just want to quit it altogether and you don't understand why you started. You just want to throw it away and you're just sick of it. But you can't quit now. Why quit now after all of this work that you've done? Why not see it through? You worked so very, very hard and you're just gonna quit? Think about why you started in the first place, okay? When I first learned how to take care of my skin, there were times where I would use products that would literally just like would not work, irritation, and I honestly just wanted to quit skincare altogether. And there was a point where I quit skincare, and then my acne started popping up all again, and I was like, man, maybe I should try that again. And I used this, and then I asked people what their opinions were. I did all of this research, and I kept going on this journey of my skincare journey, and I actually was able to find a skincare that worked for me. And with everybody, they have their own things. You might see other people doing the same exact thing as you, but just let me remind you, their situation is completely different from yours. You cannot compare yourself to other people except yourself. The only person you should be comparing yourself is you in the past. Sometimes you just have to push through it. You just have to remind yourself, wait, I can't compare myself like this. Like, why would I compare myself to somebody else like this? This person is not me. I barely even know. Sometimes you don't even know the person, okay? And you're comparing them to yourself. Why are you doing that? Why? You're making your life harder. This is not helping you. The only thing that you should compare yourself to is yourself, because that's the only thing that's actually comparable. Everybody has a different circumstance in their life. Everyone was born differently. Everyone has different lives, like different jobs, different places where they live. You cannot have the same exact life as somebody else, so you should not be comparing your life to somebody else. Because when you compare yourself, it always turns out negative. You see somebody else. I'm just gonna use YouTube as an example. I have 1,000 subscribers. I see somebody who has 600,000 subscribers. I'm like, man, that could have been me, but it isn't. Okay, what are you gonna do next? Okay, that could be you, but you're gonna quit now. You see that they have like better things than you. You're gonna quit now because they have better things than you. Do you think that they quit? You always see these results of people, but you never think about how hard they had to work before. We only see the results of people, these celebrities, these millionaires, these like anybody. Oh, that person has such a nice life. That person's so lucky. And you know what? Maybe they are lucky, okay? But 99.99% of the times, those people were worked for their jobs. They worked for their lives. They did not just come out and got everything. And you might be thinking, well, some people are born with. Why are you still making excuses? Why? Why don't you just want to believe that your hard work will get you somewhere? You might be thinking like, oh, my hard work won't get me anywhere. Oh, well, it won't with an attitude like that. Sorry, but it's like really hot up here. I don't know how loud the air conditioning is. Sorry. Like, I know the quality of this video is so bad, but I just got to put this out because I know I'm gonna forget. Like, another thing about that too, don't just wait for it, because when you're at this point in time where you have this feeling already, when you have the time, if you have the time and you feel like, oh, I should do it, then why don't you just do it? Like, why are you waiting for another moment? It's just like you're in this moment in time where you have the time, where you have the necessities, you have all of this. So why don't you just get up and do it? You see your clothes, right? Your clean clothing, and you have enough hangers. Why don't you just hang up your clothes now? I mean, if you're not busy and you're just laying in your bed or you're on your phone and you're not having anything, why don't you just do it now? That's another thing. Procrastination. You need to do things when you can do them, like right now. Why wait for tomorrow? Why not do it now? You have the time for it, right? Like, just do it now. Pick up that microphone. Start that podcast. I don't freaking know. You don't need expensive equipment to start something. Like, even with anything that is, start with what you have now. You don't need to go out to buy something. You don't need to wait to be like, oh, well, I should probably buy a $500 camera before I start. No, use your phone. Use your phone. Oh, but the quality's bad. Okay, it'll work. Work for now. Start making those videos now. Oh, I want to start drawing. Oh, I don't have any pen. No, you could pick up a pencil. They're free pencils at IKEA. There's so many opportunities. You just have to take them. The people who are able to like take those opportunities and actually make something of it are the people who just take the chance to do it now. Who are the people who actually just continues to do it. That's the biggest thing. Do it now. Consistency. Yeah, you hate it so much, but there was a point where you loved it, and maybe you should just keep on going. Work it out. Do it. Start it even if you don't know how to do it. Start it before you know how to do it. Because at some point in time, everything is just gonna make sense. I had a figure drawing class at this one like art school, and I learned, and this teacher, right, she was talking about how we shouldn't focus on making this drawing look human, because we think when in figure drawing, you think of the human body parts as more of shapes than really like things. Oh, instead of thinking about it's an arm. Okay, this is a triangle, but it's like a rounded triangle, and it's two triangles, like 60. Like, you get what I mean? Just work it out, put the pieces together, and eventually it's going to look like a human somehow, somewhere along the line. Don't focus on making things perfect, because things are not perfect. At some point in time, when you are able to actually get there, people are gonna look at it and think like, wow, it's so perfect. You're so lucky you were able. No, people don't get how much work you've been through. You get how much work you've been through. You could tell somebody that, oh, I worked so hard on this one project I've been doing, right? And they could be like, oh yeah, I get what you mean. But nobody will understand the feelings that you are feeling right now. People can sympathize with you, but you really have to be the one who just pushes yourself forward. You have to be your biggest motivator. You have to be your biggest supporter. When those hard time comes, when at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you're sobbing your eyes out, you're thinking like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just can't with this anymore. You're gonna have to be the one who starts fighting those insecure thoughts of yours. At the end of the day, you are your biggest supporter. You have to be able to make it for yourself. You have to be able to say that I'm doing this for myself, that I am a motivator. I am the motivation, not anybody else. I don't need to focus this tiny little thing on something else. No, I am my biggest motivator. I'm doing this for me. That's already a good enough motivation. Why do you need to motivate yourself? Look at you. You're doing this for you. You can't expect that other people are going to be there to motivate you 24/7, because you're only there 24/7. You're there at your darkest nights. You're there at your brightest days. You are gonna have to be able to just wake up one day and just push forward and just say like, you know what? This is difficult, but I want to do this for myself. Because you're an incredible person. Why wouldn't you want to do it for yourself? All of this is for you. You shouldn't have to think, why am I doing this? You're doing this for you, because at some point in time in the beginning of your journey, you were thought to yourself and you thought, I really want to do this. I enjoy doing this. And maybe you don't remember it now, but that person in the beginning that started it, that took the first step, does remember it. And just imagine if that person is right in front of you right now. You're looking at them and they ask you, oh, where are we now? Are you gonna reply with, oh, I quit? After all of their hard work, you were brave enough to take the first step. You can take all those other steps. I said before, the first step is always the hardest, but honestly, every step is honestly hard. Just because the first step is always the hardest doesn't mean the other steps won't be hard. It's not gonna be an easy journey the entire way, or safe sailing 100%. No, there are gonna be times where you hate this and you want to throw it away. There are times where I look at this camera and I mean, like, I hope this camera breaks because then I don't have to make a video. Like, that's how I feel sometimes. There's like a point in me where I'm just thinking like, I don't want to do this anymore. I feel burnt out. And I'm making thoughts in my head like, okay, you know what? I should just quit. Nobody would care anyways. Nobody even watching it. No, no, you're doing this for you. I'm doing this, like, you need to be able to just realize and remember why you started. If your motivation in the beginning was strong enough for you to just start, then you have that motivation. You need to take it back and you need to just keep going, because at some point in time, you're going to see results. You've seen results before. Eventually, you're gonna see more results. So keep going. Love you guys.